हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today is Saturday. It is 3rd of January 2026. It is Narayana Masa, Pausha Masa, and Sukla Paksham, and Paurnimi Tithi. So the last day of the month uh, on the Paksha. Okay, so today there is one event. So today is the Sri Krishna's Pushabhishek. This is month of Pausha. So on the Paurnimi day, there is a Pushabhishek. We shall read a few lines from our event's perspective. Shri Krishna Pushabhishek in Sri Mayapur's first big festival of the year. Hari Bhakti Vilas says that ghee should be rubbed on the statue of Shri Krishna on this day. Pushya means nourishing, and this holy act with ghee is nourishing. Pushabhisheka is a ceremony in which many flowers, ornaments, and clothes decorate the deity. In Pushpavan near Kusum Sarovar, they have many gardens to make beautiful garlands for Krishna to wear when they meet at Radha Kund. Shri Radha Madhav's flower Abhishek was covered in thousands of flower petals. Devotees used more than 5,000 flowers for the Sanjya or afternoon offering. Yes, this is the festival, and they so this is a Sri Krishna Pusha Abhishek described in the Skanda Purana. It is said like in the Skanda Purana chapter 2.2.42, it says that Shri Krishna Pushabhishek is one of the festivals held in Puri for Lord Jagannath. This chapter provides a wealth of information regarding the various ways in which the event might be celebrated. In Skanda Purana 2.2799, the Pushya Nakshatra is also mentioned. It says that Lord Jagannath was set up in original temple in Puri on a Thursday Ashtami Tithi during Sukla Paksha of the month of Vaishaka at the same time as the Pushya Nakshatra. Flowers are an essential part of our culture. It's how we treat important guests. It's how we respect the spiritual master and Vaishnavas. It is a way to show respect and worship. Offering flowers to Lord Krishna is a simple thing to do, but it is also deep meditation. Whether you are putting flowers on a string or pulling them apart, every flower should be an offering to Krishna out of love and devotion. And what preparations devotees do for this festival? So the people of Mayapur sit around and pick the soft petals of the different kinds of flowers to get ready for the festival. There are about 5 kinds of Chandramallika flowers, 3 types of Dopati, marigolds, and dahlia flowers, and thousands of roses. All of the flowers come from various parts of India. The plucking proceeds till dusk as basket after basket gets brimmed with fragrant petals no matter how old or young they are, every flower petal they pick is an offering and a cry for help to reach the highest perfection of life. Srila Prabhupada once said about the festival, Lord Krishna was just a boy just a toy in the gopis' hands. So one day gopis decided to decorate him. Pushabhisheka is a ceremony in which many flowers, ornaments, and clothes decorate a deity. After that, there should be a big party and parade through the streets so everyone can see how beautiful Krishna looks. In the spiritual world, the gopis use feathers, fruits, leaves, and flowers to decorate Krishna and Balram. In Pushpavan near Kusum Sarovar, they have many gardens. Just before noon every day, Srimati Radharani picks flowers from one of these gardens to make beautiful garlands for Krishna to wear when they meet at Radhakund. His Majesty Srila Prabhupada told um, Janvi wa- Jananivasa Prabhu to celebrate festivals in Sri Mayapur that had to do with the pastimes of Sri Radha Krishna in a big way. So now, just for the Abhishek, the devotees make petals from more than 30,000 chrysanthemum or Chandramallika flowers in different colors, 50 kilos of Dopati flower or impetiens balsamina in a white, light pink, orange, dark pink, purple, and red, 240 marigold flower garlands in yellow and orange, and more than 40,000 roses. That is how it. And how to celebrate Shri Krishna Pushyabhishek? A lot of devotees pilgrim some of the festivals at the same time. Both Shri Radha Madhava and Panchatattva take your breath away when the curtains are opened. Many people in the temple stood in shock for a few minutes taking darshan and singing the Krishna mantra to their lords. They stand with their new flower clothes, jewelry, flower garlands, tulsi garlands, and anklets all around them. Just for the skirts, the devotees use more than 5,000 flowers each. Sri Madhava also wears a special flower outfit that perfectly fits his Tribanga form, as well as flower jewelry and mukut pieces for his turban. As we see now, the deities are mind-blowing beauty in the white dresses. Okay, so this is, and then what is done at the Sandhya Arati during the festival? But the morning darshan is just the start of this festival of happiness. In the evening, devotees gather to watch Shri Radha Madhava's flowers Abhishek after the Sandhya Arati or afternoon offering. When it's finally time for the Abhishek, the Utsav Murtis are small Radha Madhava statues. The festival is at its peak. To everyone's delight, the deities come forward and the Abhishek begins. Shri Radha Madhava is showered with flower petals while mantra meditation and chanting of holy name go on simultaneously. As everyone watches this amazement, a beautiful hobby is revealed. The gods are covered in a mountain of flower petals from every direction. When the festival is finally over, the devotees do Hare Krishna chanting louder, and the kirtan moves even faster. The lordships return to the altar to get dressed in new clothes and everyone returns home with a sweet memory of festival. Okay, that is the Pusha Abhisheka. So Lord, the deities are decorated with all flowers. So beautiful. Okay, that is Pusha Abhisheka today. Okay, that is from the event's perspective. So now we shall move into our daily Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Maitreya Muni speaking to Vidura, describing Lord Brahma's praise with Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Brahma is praying for his creative power. So within this one, yesterday we were discussing on one of that shloka, last 23rd one, and where Lord Brahma offers his praise that, oh my dear Lord, you always engage yourself in your internal potential yoga nidra you enjoy. Even though you take so many incarnations, you are not affected. In the similar way, when I am creating this material world, I may come across so many things, and by your mercy, I also should not be contaminated with materialistic stuff, material contamination. Likewise, he was offering his prayer. येष प्रपन्नवरदो रमयात्मसेक्त्या यज्जत् करिश्री गृहीत गुणावतारः तस्मिन् स्वैक्रमिदं सृजितोऽपि चेतो युञ्जीत कर्मशमलं च यथा विजिह्याम् युञ्जीत कर्मशमलं च यथा विजिह्याम्. Yes, likewise, Brahma is offering his prayers. He doesn't want to be get entangled with these materialistic things, even though he creates. Okay, so today further he is again praying to the Supreme Lord, saying that, my dear Lord, I have appeared in from this lotus flower. That lotus flower came from the lake. That lake is situated in your abdomen. So apart from the Garbhodaka ocean, the Lord is lying on the Adishesha, and on the navel of Garbhodaka, Sai Vishnu, There is a lake and the navel. From there, this lotus flower came. And then that lotus flower, he is mentioning, I am the Vijnana Shakti. I am the Vijnana Shakti to create this secondary creation, the universe. I am situated in this lotus flower. I am the empowered personality by the Lord. Mm. And then when I'm creating this universe, I should not be deviated from the scriptural injunctions or Vedic injunctions. And for that purpose, he is again offering his prayers. Okay, exactly as per the Vedic injunctions, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, one has to follow the Shastra. Tasma Shastram Pramanam Te. In the 17th chapter, last shloka. Tasma Shastram Pramanam Te. Likewise, Brahma is also offering his prayer that he does not want to move away from the Shastra or Vedic injunctions. Here we are in the Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto, chapter 9, verse number 24. नाभिहृदादिह सतोऽम्बसि यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासमनन्तशक्तेः रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य विवृणतो मे मारीऋषिष्टनिगमस्य गिरां विसर्गः नाभिहृदादिह सतोऽम्बसि यस्य पुंसो नाभिहृदाद् Nabi Hrada is the lake and Nabi is the navel. There is a lake within the navel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Nabi Hridad Iha in this millennium, Sato and lying, Ambasi Yasya Pumso, Ambasi in that water. There is a lake in the navel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. In that water, Yasya Pumso, and that personality of Godhead, Yasya Pumso. Vijnana Shakti of the total universe Shakti energy. Aham, I myself. Asam Ananta Shakti, I was born. Asam Ananta Shakti, unlimited. Ananta is unlimited. Shakti of the powerful. Lord Brahma has appeared as a Vijnana Shakti. Aham Asam. And from Ananta Shakti. Ananta Shakti is the energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then further he mentions Rupam Vichitram Idam. And whatever the form of the Lord he is seeing, Rupam, the form, Vichitram, variegated, Idam, this form, Asya Vivranatomi, his form, Vivrunvataha, manifesting me unto me, Mari Rishista Nigamasya Giram Visargaha, Ma unto me, again, uh, may unto me, ma is may not, resista, mari resista. So just combining these words, mari resista, so that it will come very nicely. Mari resista, and it would not vanish. What is the nigamasya of the Vedas? Giram of the sounds, visargaha vibration. Yes. Nigamase Giram Visargaha. Nabhisada Satom Basi Yasya Pumso Vijnan Sekti Rahmasa Mananta Sektehe Rupam Vichitra Midamasi Vivurnatomi Mari Risista Nigamase Giram Visargaha. Translation: The Lord's potencies are innumerable. As he lies down in the water of devastation, I am born as the total universal energy from the navel lake, in which the lotus sprouts. I am now engaged in manifesting his diverse energies in the form of the cosmic manifestation. I therefore pray that in the course of my material activities, I may not be deviated from the vibration of the Vedic hymns. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, can you request Dineshwari Jahnwa Devi Mataji to read the purport if Mataji is available?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandapram, Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Dandapram. Thank you, Prabhuji, giving me opportunity to serve the Lordship. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, Vijay Prabhupada. Every person engaged in the transcendental living service of the Lord in this material world is the phone to say many material activities. And if one is not strong enough to protect himself and against the onslaught of the material affection, he may be divided from the spiritual energy. In the material creation, and Brahma has to created all kind of living entities with bodies and suitable to their material condition. Brahma wants to be protected by the Lord because he has to contact many uh, v- vicious living entities, and ordinary Brahmana may fall from the Brahman stages or the power of Brahmanical excellence due to the association with many fallen conditioned souls. Brahma as the supermost Brahman is the offered to such a fallen down, and therefore he prays to the Lord for protection. This is the warning for one and all in the spiritual advancement of life. Unless one is sufficiently Hare Krishna. No, I'm reading in a Zoom. I'm doing the I'm attending class, okay? Do you wanna read it? I'm up to here. Yes, I'm in a Zoom. Okay. Hare Krishna Ayush. Okay. Sorry, Prabhuji, for interrupt this one. Okay. Where I'm up to. This is no sorry. I'll read from the this is the warning for the sorry, this is a warning for one and all in the spiritual advancements of life. Unless one is the sufficient protected by Lord, he may fall down from his spiritual position. Therefore, one has to pray constantly to the Lord for the protection and the blessing to carry out one's duty. And Chaitanya, sorry, duty. Lord Chaitanya also ensured his missionary work to his devotees and assured them of his protection against the onslaught of the material affection. The part of the spiritual life is the state in the verse to be like the edges of a uh, um, serpent's razor. A little inattentiveness and a little inattentiveness may at once create the vows and havos and the bloodshed, but one who is the completely surrendered soul, always seeking protection from the Lord in the discharge of the entrusted duties, has not has no fear of falling into the material contaminations. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Jai.
Sorry for the interrupting with my daughter, uh,
No worries,
Ayush.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So here in this purport, Srila Prabhupada is describing every person engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord in this material world is prone to so many material activities. And if one is not strong enough to protect himself against the onslaught of material affection, he may be diverted from the spiritual energy. Okay, so this is it is about the devotees. Every person engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord in this material world is prone because he has to associate, go on in the preaching, he has to meet the people who are materially engaged, and then asking them to chant, and then asking them to get the books, transcendental books, Srila Prabhupada's books. At the time, he may get, they will speak so many things, their pastimes, their circumstances, and if devotee is not strong enough to protect himself, then immediately he will be affected. If they're saying something which is materialistic nature, and then it may, if he is not strong, then it may affect him. But that is Apriti Buddha Chetasam, who is not endowed with a proper knowledge. So here one of the statements from the Bhagavatam, it mentions like Yada Mukunda Bhagavan Imam Mahim Jahu Swatanva Shravaniya Satkataha Tadaha Eva Apriti Buddha Chetasam Abhadrahetuhu Kaliranvavartata. So the day whenever Krishna has departed from this material world, and the same day the Kali has entered, Abhadrahetuhu Kaliranvavartata. And then it started showing its influence on the people who are not properly knowledgeable. Apriti Buddha Chetasam. Okay, they will be, because there is no proper knowledge on them or no spiritual strength, so they will be diverted from the spiritual energy. So in this material creation, Brahma has to create all kinds of living entities with bodies suitable to their material conditions. Lord Brahma, he creates even the bhotas, pishachas, and demons, daityas, and species, poisonous serpents, like many other creatures. These are all materially affected. So here they may come to Brahma also. So sometimes when he created the demons, and the demons are also chasing Brahma for sexual pleasure, and Brahma ran from them. And though he was mentioning to them, do not do, I am your father, like that, but they did not care, but still chasing. Initially he laughed it, but later on, still they're chasing. Later on he prayed to the Lord, and again Lord says that Brahma, you just leave that body, and then Brahma immediately leave, and then he accepted another body. Okay, so this is how the material world is. So Brahma was also affected by his creation. And here he is praying. Brahma wants to be protected by the Lord because he has to contact many, many vicious living entities. Many, many vicious living entities. We would say Brahma's creation in the third canto. It will come in the later chapters. So now he is praying for his creative power. When we would see how, when he is creating, what is going to create, how they are going to affect. Okay, so an ordinary Brahmana may fall from the Brahma Tejas, or the power of Brahmanical excellence, due to his association with many fallen conditioned souls. Okay, so that is Prabhupada is mentioning. And because association, this is Sangha. Sango yaha samsrihetuhu asubhito adhiya sa evo sadhu krito nisangatvaya kalpate. Sangha, this is hetuhu. Samsuter hetuhu. It's this association which will lead to the birth, old age, disease, and death, that cycle. Fall down means whenever we see fall down, fall into the wheel of birth, old age, disease, and death. That cycle. That is generally whenever we see fall down means that is the material nature. And then, therefore, Brahma prays to the Supreme Lord for protection. So, this is a warning for one and all in the spiritual advancement of life. So Prabhupada says to once he was mentioning, so if you are not praying for the Lord for the protection, you may be prone to the fall down. And I will never ever fall down because every day I pray to the Lord that I would not be contaminated, I would not be deviated from the path. So Prabhupada, every day I pray to the Lord. When Prabhupada is saying that every day I pray to the Lord, then what about us? We also pray every moment we need to pray. Okay, so this is the warning for one and all in the spiritual advancement of life. Unless one is sufficiently protected by the Lord, he may fall down from his spiritual position. So how does the protection comes? Is whenever one is following four regulative principles, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then automatically his spiritual strength would increase, and Lord will always protect. And he follows the Vedic injunctions as they are. In order to do that, he needs to study Bhagavad Gita, associated with the devotees, learning those instructions. So therefore, one has to pray constantly to the Lord for protection and a blessing to carry out one's duty. Again, this is duty is the dharma, or the based on constitutional position, one has to carry out his duty. Constantly protection. Pray to the Lord for protection. And Lord Chaitanya also entrusted his missionary work to devotees and assured them of his protection. Again, is the onslaught of material affection. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, and first of all, you janma sadha kari para upakara. First, you elevate yourself, following rules and regulations, chanting Hare Krishna, associated with the devotees. Once you are situated properly, then do help other conditioned souls to come onto the transcendental platform. On my order, you can go and preach. You can become a spiritual master. Okay, so that is the blessing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whoever is preaching uh, Krishna consciousness with the blessing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it would come successful. Shri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Balopi Yadanugraha Tare Nana Mata Siddhanta Sagaram, the Siddhanta Sagaram. There is so much of philosophy. Even the child, if he receives the blessings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would be able to cross all this Siddhanta. Okay, that is a blessing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well. And then the path of the spiritual life is stated in the Vedas to be like the edge of a sharpened razor. A person who is climbing the steps from one step, from bottom to one step, and then if he falls down from one step, there is not much danger. But if he has gone so many steps up, and then if he slips there, and then there is a great danger. So in the similar way, the spiritual life is like that. A little inattentiveness may at once create havoc and bloodshed. But one who is a completely surrendered soul, always seeking protection from the Lord in the discharge of his entrusted duties, has no fear of falling into material contamination. Sometimes we may see some of the devotees, for example, Indradyumna Maharaj, the devotee, and a little bit of inattentiveness towards Agastya Muni. He fall down into as elephant, Gajendra. And similarly, Chitraket Maharaj, though he became a devotee, a little bit of inattentiveness when he was going on a aeroplane, though he was there ruling the Vidyadhara planet, come upon the Kailasa where he was seeing Lord Shiva speaking Bhagavatam, but while keeping Mother Parvati on his lap, and then with just a small smile, but in a different mode, a small smile, it made Mother Parvati a bit angry and then cursed him to become a demon, and then he became a Rudrasura. Of course, they were devotees, but it is again, they have to take another birth. Create havoc and bloodshed. That is, a little inattentive may at once create havoc and bloodshed. But one who is a completely surrendered soul, always seeking protection from the Lord in the discharge of his interested devotees. Like Bhakta Prahlad, he is always protected by the Lord and all the surrendered souls. Shemaya Padamulam me pravishinti akuto bhayam. No more fear. Akuto bhayam. Akuto bhayam. So this is again Tasmat Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi. Shrotavyah Kirtavyasya Smartavyasya Ichita Bhayam. Smartavyasya Ichita Bhayam. So one, if you wanted to completely come out from the fearfulness, one has to Srotavyah Kirtavyasya Smartavyasya Ichita Bhayam. Remembering, hearing, and glorifying the Lord. Tasma Sarva Tasmat Bharat Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi. One has to always glorify. Ketna Deva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Param Brajet. That is the easiest way. Okay, likewise, Prabhupada is mentioning here. One has to always protect and engage in the devotional service. And when he is in the service, he will always follow the Vedic injunctions, not deviating from the Shastra. Okay, this is very again one of the beautiful shlokas, Vijnan Shakti. And once also demigods also addressing Lord Brahma that Namo Vijnana Vijaya Mayedam Upeyushe Gruhita Guna Bhedaya Namaste Abjekta Yonaye. You have appeared like a Abjekta Yoni. It appeared from the Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. Abjekta Yonaye. Gruhita Guna Vedaya, you accepted the incarnation like a mode of passion for the creative power. And they address Namo Vijnana Viryaya, intelligence. Namo Vijnana Viryaya, Mayedam Upeshe. So demigods approach Brahma to ask for whenever there is a darkness happen because of the Diti Mata pregnancy with the Hiranyaksha in their womb. At the time, demigods were perplexed, what is this darkness spreading? And then went to Brahma asking what is the reason. They address Brahma like that, Vijnana. So here Brahma is he himself addressing that I am Vijnana Shakti, Aham Asam Ananta Shakti. Okay, so this is a beautiful shloka. नाभिहृदादिह सतोऽम्बस्य यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासमनन्तशक्तेः रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य विवृण्वतो मे मारीऋषिश्च निगमस्य गिरां विसर्गः. Okay, can you request devotees kindly follow line by line behind me? नाभिहृदादिह सतोऽम्बस्य यस्य पुंसो
Naviridhayita Satosa Vesyati Yasya Punso
विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासमनन्तशक्तेः
Vijnana Saktira Masa Mananta Santeha
रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य विवृणुतो मे
पूर्वं
Rupam
विचित्रमिदमस्य
Vichitra
विवृण्वतो
Vikramasya
मे
Vivritamante
मारीऋषिश्च निगमस्य गिरां विसर्गः.
Mari Rirista
मारीरिष्टनिगमस्य विराम
Nigamasya Girga
विसर्गः.
Visargaha.
Okay, once again. नाभिहृदादिह सतोऽम्बस्य यस्य पुंसो
नाभि
Naviridha Deha Satusya Vyasi Yasya Punso
विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासमनन्तशक्तेः
Vijnana Saktiraha
विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासमनन्यशक्तेः
So when I'm just saying here, Vijnana Sekti, Rahama, Rahamasam, it's a combining things. It comes very beautiful. Rahamasa Mananta Sektehe, combining here with Ma and the next word. It comes so beautiful. Vijnana Sekti, Rahamasa Mananta Sektehe.
विज्ञानशक्तिरः
विज्ञानशक्तिरहमास
अस्मः अनन्तशक्ते
रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य विवृणुतो मे
रूपं
रूपं
विचित्रमिदमन्य
विचित्रमिदमस्य विविधमन्तो मे
मारीरिषिष्टनिगमस्य गिरां विसर्गः
मारीरिष्टनिगमस्य गिरा विशक्तः
विविधमस्य गिरा विसग्रह
विसर्गः.
विसर्गः
Okay, very beautiful once again. And here Mari Risista Nigamasya Giram Visargaha. And here Rupam Vichitra Midam Masya Vivarunatomi. So this one we could say here Vichitra Midamasya
रूपं
Vivarunatomi. In
विचित्रमिदमस्य
Hindi we can read very nicely there. Okay, and likewise, okay, once again. Rupam Vichitramidamasti Vibrinvato me
रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य
विचित्रमिदमस्य
विवृण्वदो मे
मे
Mari Rishisya Nigamasya Giram Visargaha.
मारि
मारीरिषिस्तं
गिरां विसर्गः
निगमश्च गिरां विग्रस सग्रह
Okay, once again. Nabihradih Satombasi Yasya Pumso
नाभिर्हृदय सदा
नाभिर्हृदय
अम्बुसि यस्य
सतोऽस्यसि
पुंसो
यस्य पुंसो
Vijnana Sekti Rahamasa Manantha Sektehe.
विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासमनन्दसक्
विज्ञानशक्तिरहम् अस्य अनन्तः सत्यते
Rupam Vichitramidamasya Vibrinvato me
रूपं
रूपं चित्रं
विचित्रमिदमस्य विवृण्वदो मे
Mari Rishista Nigamasya Giram Visargaha.
मारिर्लिष्टनिगमस्य
हरिरिक्तमस्य गिरां विग्रसर्ग
Yeah, very beautiful. Okay, can I request the devotees kindly take turns to recite? Usha Mataji, would you like to go first?
Okay, Guru, Hare Krishna. नाभिरिदादिका शतम्भसि यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासनन्तशक्तिः रूपं चित्रमिदमस्य विवृतो मे मारीरिशिष्टनिगमस्य गिरां विसर्गः
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, would you like to go?
Yes, Prabhu. नाभिर्हात् इह सदो अम्बसि यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासमनन्दशक्तेः रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य विवृण्वदो मे मारिरिष्टनिगमस्य गिरा विसर्गः
Very
Sorry, Prabhu,
beautiful.
some I did pronounce.
You want to do it again, Mataji?
I'll try. नाभिह्रतात् इह सदोऽम्बसि यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासमनन्दशक्तेः रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य विवृण्वदो मे मारीरिष्टनिगमस्य ग्रामः विसर्गः
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Dineshwari Jahnava Devi Dasi Mataji, please.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी नाविरिद्धाहित सतोस् व्यसि यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरहमा माससमनन्तशक्तिः रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य ब्रिविवन्तो मे मारीरिषिस्तनिगमस्य विरागः विसर्गः Can I try one more time, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Thank you. Navi Riddhaya Diha Satos Vyasi Yashya Punso Vijnana Saktiraha Masa Samantan Sante Rupam Vichitramiddamasya Vividhavanto Me Maririsista Nigramasya Vigraha Visargaha.
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, devotee, would you like to take once more time? One more time, Usha Mataji, again?
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. नावेरिदादिकाशतम्बसि यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरहमासनन्तशक्तिः रूपं विचित्रमिदस्मस्य विवृणवतो मे मारीरिशिष्टनिगमस्य गिरां विसर्गः.
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Asha Mataji, would you like to go?
Yes, Prabhu. नाभिहृदातिह शदोम्बसि यस्य पुंसो विज्ञानशक्तिरगमासमनन्दशक्तेः रूपं विचित्रमिदमस्य विवृण्वदो मे मारीरीष्टनिगमस्य गिरां विसर्गः.
Very beautiful. Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. And Dineshwarim Jahnava Mataji, please.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Navi Ridya Hita Sato Vishyasi Yashya Punso Vijnana Sakti Raha Asamananta Saktehe Rupam Vichitra Middamasya Vrivittavanto Me Marisi Sista Nigamasya Giram Sibisargaha.
Very beautiful. Okay. And Mataji, would you like to read the translation as well?
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Lord's potency are innumerable, as he lie down in the water of the devastation. I am born as the total universal energy from the navel lake in which the lotus sprout. I am now engaged in manifesting his diverse energy in the form of the cosmic manifestation. I therefore pray that in the course of my material activities, I may not be diverted from the vibration of the Vedic realms. How to pronounce probably this one?
Vedic hymns.
Hymns, yeah, Vedic hymns. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Okay, that is from Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. We shall move to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. Okay, today letter to Bali Madana, February 6, 1971, Bombay. Okay, can I request Asha Mataji to read this letter, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. My dear Balimarthana, please accept my blessings. I beg to acknowledge receipt of your letter dated 17th of January 1971. I am so glad to hear how you have secured a huge house until March 31st at no charge. It is all encouraging. If we can have this place on a permanent basis, that will be very good. And I shall be glad to go there whenever you will call me. Presently, I am planning to return to USA by the end of March. If we can get some Chinese followers of this cult, it will be a great success. I know, though, amongst the Chinese there are many scholars and learned cultured gentlemen. So to convince them will be easier than others, even though they are of the Buddhist philosophy. That is a kin of our philosophy, although it is a little different. Buddhist philosophy is direct renunciation of material life, but they have no information of spiritual reality because of followers of Lord Buddha were more materialistic. Spiritual information was not suitable for them. Now we are presenting complete spiritual information. So preach to them in that light, and surely you will be successful. Hoping this will meet you in good health. Your ever well wisher, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami. Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Any takeaway points, Mataji, from this letter?
Try Prabhu. The Balimarthana Prabhu sent a letter to Srila Prabhupada. In that he mentioned that he secured a big house for the Krishna conscious purposes until March 31st. So that pleased Srila Prabhupada a lot. He was so happy. And he said he even wish that place can be a permanent place so they can carry on uh, uh, doing all the Krishna consciousness there. And he even Srila Prabhupada wanted to go there. He said, whenever you call me, I'll come. And at the moment, he wanted to go to America end of March. So, but if he if he get a invitation from Balimarthana, Srila Prabhupada was so happy to go to go to that place. Also, he in the second paragraph he mentioned that he wanted to get some Chinese followers because Srila Prabhupada think that Chinese people, most of them are very well educated and they know they are very cultural people and they're very nice gentlemen. So if the Prabhu convinced them and to come into Krishna consciousness, it'll be easier for them to understand because they are already in Buddhist, they are already following Buddhist philosophy. But the only problem with the Buddhist philosophy is they are more with materialist things, more of materialist life. They have no knowledge of spiritual. That's why Srila Prabhupada think. Then he said, if you bring them, so we can teach them good spiritual about Krishna consciousness. So it will be very good for them and for everybody. So if they get the spiritual information, so he's requesting Prabhu to preach them, and he's giving his wishes and blessings, so he'll be successful. That's why Srila Prabhupada mentioned. That's all I understand, Prabhu. I didn't understand about the philosophy mentioned about Buddhist philosophy.
So Buddhist philosophy,
It's not a religion, Prabhu, isn't it? It's a philosophy, they say.
so Lord Buddha is Anjani Sutaha. So this one, Lord Buddha has appeared. So during that time, many people, by taking the advantage of Vedic injunctions, misusing them for the animal sacrifices, even though it was not necessary, they were killing so many animals for eating the flesh of the animals. But Vedic injunctions, it is not for eating the flesh. It is to experiment that those animals, they will get a new human body. That is the experiment. And then it is for the pleasure of that is deities of that sacrifice. So that is the main purpose. But actually, many people they will put something, some mantra, something on the mission, and then create a big slaughterhouse, kill so many animals, and eat the flesh. That is mode of ignorance. So during that time, Lord Buddha has appeared. If you are thinking that taking that Vedic injunction, then we reject Vedas completely. So ahimso paramo dharma, no more cruelty to the innocent animals. In such a way, he has preached for the people who are of those nations, like further above the Nepal, like China and everything else. That is what. But Lord Buddha is one of the incarnations of Krishna. And so now they didn't have much information of the spiritual life. The Prabhupada is mentioning now, as Prabhupada the books, he has mentioned all information complete, present complete spiritual information. So preach to them in that light, and surely you will be successful. It is mainly it is communist country.
Yeah.
So and that one China and Russia, they're communist countries. Most of the materialistic way, they think materialistic way.
But in Russia, Prabhu, there are so many devotees which under Srila Prabhupada. But
Yes.
Chinese, I hardly seen devotees from China.
There are temples in the China as well. I think our books are also published in the Chinese language. We don't see much updates from that side. There are temples, yes. Maybe some of the, I think we could see China, ISKCON temples in China. ISKCON temple in China. So these are few of the ISKCON temples here mentioned here. It is so beautiful to see, and okay, let us go and see some Hindu temple to be built in China, to be built, and then this can column. What now? The example deities. We don't see much updates from there that something is happening. But yes, the devotees are there and then do bhajans and kirtans and distribute prasadam like that. This is Taiwan. I think Taiwan. Welcome to ISKCON. Seems it's very big temple. I'm not sure if it is going to be, it is constructed or to be constructed. First started in 1987 by Tamal Krishna Prabhuji. So it is to be constructed, it seems. ISKCON Taiwan about us. So it needs further developments. ISKCON, what is ISKM China, something like that. Yeah, some of the devotees, they are also following. Yeah, these are all ISKCON devotees itself. But I think they belong to ISKCON Bangalore, something like that.
So are they following the Ritvik system, Prabhu?
Yes, but not everyone. But again, temple to temple, which one either it's connecting to ISKCON Bangalore or ISKCON Mumbai. Of course, both doing Krishna consciousness. We should be happy to spread, but that is all administrative is not important. But spreading Srila Prabhupada's books, that is important. Preaching Krishna.
So Krishna is in the center, so we should appreciate, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Okay, according to based on time, place, and circumstances, they are also carrying out. That is just a glimpse of it. Krishna consciousness in China. Any other comments? Usha Mataji, want to add anything, Mataji?
No, Prabhu. But just I would like to ask that in Jainism, there is a Mahavir Swami. Is also a incarnation of Krishna or not, Prabhu? It's like a Rishabh. What is it?
Which one, Mataji?
No, Jainism is that they have what they are praying. What so is it called under the incarnation of the Krishna Prabhu, Mahavir Swami?
Mahavir.
Yeah.
Yes, Mahavir it comes in the Jain tradition. So Rishabhadev, who is the I think eighth incarnation. Ashtami Meru Devyam to Nabirjat Urkramaha. Nabirjat Urkramaha. He is the Rishabhadev, son of Nabi, and that is Rishabhadev. Ashtami Nabi Meru Devi. Ashtami Meru Devyam to Nabirjat Urkramaha. And Sarva, what is that shloka? Usha Mataji.
No, I'm just thinking about Ashtami Prabhu. No, Prabhu.
Okay, just bringing that one again. It's a very beauty of it. Srimad Bhagavatam comes. Astame Merudevyam tu Nabhyajata Urkramaha Sarvasraman Namashkudam Astame is that. Darshan Vatmadhiranam Sarvashrama Namashkrutam Darshan Vatmadhiranam. This is eighth incarnation was King Rishabha, son of King Nabi, and his wife Meru Devi. In this incarnation, the Lord showed the path of perfection, which followed by those who have fully controlled their senses and who are honored by all orders of life. Okay, this is Rishabhadev. Within that lineage, some people they have imitated the activities of Rishabhadeva, and they have this Kanka, Konka, Venka, the king of those areas. He imitated the activities of Rishabhadeva. That way, the new religion has sprouted, the Jain religion. And actually, it is complete transcendent realization and then detachment, but they have imitated the activities of Rishabhadev. That is Jain religion. And within that, they call uh, renouncement from the material world and they will go naked. They're called Digambaras. Digambaras are there and also Shvetambara, Digambaras. Shvetambaras, they live within the society in white dresses and they follow some particular. And Digambaras are completely naked and they will wander around the world. That is Digambaras. And they are called Tritankaras. There are, I think, fixed number of Tritankaras from Rishabhadeva to Mahavir. Mahavir was the last Tirthankara.
Okay, Prabhu. So starting with Rishabh and then
Yes,
they with Mahavir.
yes.
And then Tirthankara. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, he is the last Tirthankara.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. And they do in this one, Bhagavad Gita in Chinese, Bhagavad Gita. Have anyone seen Bhagavad Gita in Chinese? Chinese. Yes, there's a Chinese Bhagavad Gita version as well. Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter, asking them to preach them in that light, and surely you will be successful. Okay, that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter, and from the announcements point of view, today Sunday evening we have got evening japa session at 6:30 p.m. Okay, that's all from the announcement side. And dear devotees, if you have got any updates or you wanted to share anything, kindly share. Otherwise, we shall move to Shri Brahma Samhita. Okay, no questions. Okay, then we shall move to the Shri Brahma Samhita. In the Shri Brahma Samhita, we have been discussing Lord, here again Brahma's prayer, Bhagavatam Brahma's prayers, again in the Brahma Samhita also, but Lord Brahma's realizations. In the last session, it is 23, we have been discussing 523. So, Sanjata Bhavchekya Tatkalam Kila Choditaha Sisrukshayam Matim Chekre Por Samskara Samskrutaha Dadasha Kevalam Dvantam Nanyat Kimapi Sarvataha. So the same statements of Bhagavatam and Brahma Samhita, they're parallelly going very beautifully um, in sync. So here, Brahma, the divine lotus springs from the navel of pit of Vishnu, is in every way related by spiritual tie with all souls and in the origin of four-faced Brahma versed in the four Vedas. Now, in this last 23 shloka, in the last session, we have gone through. On coming out of the lotus, Brahma, being guided by the divine potency, turned his mind to the act of creation under the impulse of previous impressions, but he could see nothing but darkness in every direction. He wanted to Purvam, as it was before, he wanted to create. सोऽयं जगतां सुहृदेकात्म सत्त्वेन यन्मुदिते भगवान् भगेन तेनैव मे दुष्मनुस्पृतादिताहं स्रक्ष्यामि पूर्वदिदं प्रणतप्रियोऽसौ स्रक्ष्यामि पूर्वदिदं. As it was before, I wanted to create like the previous creation. I wanted to continue that creation in this millennium as well. Pranatapriyosau. So Brahma was praying. So here he wanted to act. So the divine potency tuned his mind to the act of creation under the impulse of previous impressions, but he could see nothing but darkness in every direction. Okay, so this one we have discussed in the last session. We shall move to the next shloka. So here it comes like a Divya Saraswati. Okay, let us see. It's one beautiful angle. We are going to see new thing. But here it is said like, then the goddess of learning Saraswati, the divine consort of the Supreme Lord, said thus to Brahma, who saw nothing but gloom in all directions. O Brahma, this mantra is Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha will assuredly fulfill your heart's desire. Okay, this Divya Saraswati is describing what to do when Brahma is perplexed about his creation. Okay, we shall go through the shloka. उवाच पुरतः तस्मै तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती कामकृष्णाय गोविन्द हे गोपीजन इत्यपि कामकृष्णाय गोविन्द हे गोपीजन इत्यपि Vallabhaya Priya Vahne Mantram Te Dasyati Priyam. Mantram Te Dasyati Priyam. It will fulfill your desires. Mantram. What is that mantra? Is described in the translation. We'll go there. And Vovacha, when Brahma is perplexed about the creation, Vovacha Puratastasmai. Puratastasmai. And Puratah in the front to him, in the Brahma. Puratah Tasmai. And him, Tasya Divya Saraswati. Of him, the Supreme Lord, Divya Saraswati, is the divine Saraswati, is goddess of learning. She is the concept of Tasya Divya Saraswati. Kama Krishnaya Govinda, and the Kama is the Kama Bija, clean. Krishnaya, Krishna, to Krishna. Govinda, oh, Krishnaya Govinda. Where is that Govinda? I think that word is split, is missed in the synonyms. Kama Krishnaya Govindaya. Govinda is missed, but Govinda we know it is Krishna. Kama Krishnaya Govinda. He Gopijana Ityapi. He O Gopijana of the gopis. Iti thus api also Vallabhaya, to the dear one. So Krishna is dear to all the gopis. Kama Krishnaya Govinda He Gopijan Ityapi. Vallabhaya, very dear to one. Priya, Priya Vahner, the wife of Agni, Swaha. It is formation of the mantra coming from the shloka itself. Mantra is not directly mentioned, but it is description of the mantra is coming from this. This shloka is for the description of the mantra. Priya Vahner, the wife of Agni, the Swaha. The word Swaha is uttered while offering oblations. This is Om Keshavaya Swaha Narayana Narayana Swaha, something like that. When we put oblations in the fire, Swaha is like the wife of, she is the wife of Agni. And then Mantram Te Dasiti Priyam. Mantram, the mantra, what is that mantra? That mantra, it will do Mantram Te Dasyati Priyam. Te, to you, Dasyati Priyam. It will give the, it will fulfill your desire when you chant this mantra. Likewise, Divi Saraswati is speaking to Lord Brahma. Divi Saraswati is the consort of the Lord. Uvacha Puratastasmai Tasya Divya Saraswati Kama Krishnaya Govinda He Gopijan Ityapi Vallabhaya Priya Vahner Mantram Te Dasiti Priyam. Okay, translation and the purport. Can I request India devotee to read this translation and purport, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
And then the goddess of learning Saraswati, the divine consort of the Supreme Lord, said thus to Brahma, who saw nothing but gloom in all directions. O Brahma, this mantra which Kim Krishnai Govindai Gopijana Vallabhai Swaha will assuredly fulfill your heart's desire. Purport. The mantra, consisting of the 18 divine letters prefixed by the Kama Bija, is alone super excellent. It has a twofold aspect. One aspect is that it tends to make the pure soul run after all attractive Sri Krishna, the Lord of Gokula, and the divine milkmaid, milkmaids. This is the epitome of the spiritual tendency of Jivas. When the devotee is free from all source of mundane desire and willing to serve the Lord, that attains the fruition ways. The love of Krishna, but in the case of the devotee who is not of unmixed attitude, the super excellent mantra fulfills his heart's desire also. The transcendental Kama Bija is inherent in the divine logos uh, located in Goloka, and the Kama Bija fervently reflected in the worldly affairs satisfies all sorts of desires of this mundane world. Hare Krishna. Goswami Sanatana Goswami ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. So here, the goddess of learning, Saraswati, the divine consort of Supreme Lord, is speaking to Brahma, who saw nothing but gloom in all directions. Brahma is saying everything is darkness. He could not see anything in the four directions. Chatvarlebhi anudisha mukani. When he was looking in four directions, he got four heads. Now, Divine Saraswati or Divya Saraswati is asking him to chant this mantra, which will fulfill the desire of Brahma. This is Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha, will assuredly fulfill your heart's desire. Okay, in the purport, this is Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Goswami and Jiva Goswami. They are describing the mantra consisting of the 18 divine letters prefixed by the Kama Bija is alone super excellent. It has a twofold aspect. One aspect is that it tends to make the pure soul run after all attractive Sri Krishna, the Lord of Gokula and divine milkmaids. Okay, so that is Krishna attracts those souls. That is one aspect. And this is the acme of the spiritual tendency of the jivas. We are all part and parcel of Krishna. We are meant to, that is like a fire sparks. If you are within the fire, we will also glow. If you are going far away, we will turn into the ash, like material. So likewise, the natural tendency of jivas is to associate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is the Kotasto, Kotastaha. And Tvam Nitya Mukta Parishuddha Vibhuddhatma, Kotastha Adi Purusho Bhagavan Tradishaha. Kotastha Adi Purusho Bhagavan Tradishaha. Here, Lord is in the spiritual world always. We belong to the Lord. When a devotee is free from all sorts of mundane desires and willing to serve the Lord, he attains the fruition of his heart's desire, which is the love of Krishna. So this is again when a spirit spark, it turned into the ash. And now that ash, if we come again into the fire, it will get its the energy of the fire. It will also become a fire spark again. Okay, that is the nature of the soul or the living entities. Whenever it comes to a Krishna consciousness, then he will be again very happy. Like we see practical experience, many of the people in this world, after coming to Krishna consciousness, they look very happy and jubilant, and there is a hope for the life, further life. Okay, so that is practical experience. And but in case of the devotee who is not a unmixed aptitude, this super excellent mantra fulfills his heart's desire. Who is not of unmixed aptitude, is this super excellent mantra fulfills his heart's desire also. The transcendental Kama Bija is inherent in the divine logos located in Goloka, and the calm bija pervertedly reflected in the worldly affairs satisfies all sorts of desires of this mundane world. Okay? The calm bija pervertedly reflected in the worldly affairs satisfies all sorts of desires of this mundane world. Means people who want to entangle themselves here by the union of male and female or something like that. That is the perverted reflection, and they will stuck up here. So it needs to be used very carefully in the transcendental calm which is inherent in the divine logos located in the Goloka. Okay, coming back to the beautiful chart of Goloka Vrindavan. So here, if we look at this lotus flower very carefully, the Radha and Krishna in the center of this lotus flower, the whole of the lotus flower. This we have already discussed. And in the middle, there is a Klim, the mantra. Klim is another form of Om. Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. It is of the spiritual. See, you see Klim here and then Krishnaya Govindaya. This is 6 angles. In the beginning, it is also described like it. The center is of the 6 angles. Shatkonam Vajrakelakam. Shatkonam Vajrakelakam. Very difficult to reach that area. And here the Lord is enjoying with his concert. And then one side there are Radha Krishna's pastimes are happening. Here, if you see at the right side, Radha Krishna and Gopi, so many pastimes are going on. Other side is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in a different pastimes. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda, and devotees. And this is the Kalpataru. A tree is also situated there. And then this is the wall. And around the wall, there are 8 petals. 8 petals are like the 8 gopis, Ashtasakis, Lalita, Vishaka, and then Suchitra, Induleka, Champakalata, Rangadevi, Tungavidya, Sudevi. These are the 8 prime gopis. And then this is the first level of 8 gopis. And then next level of gopis going as the Manjari. Rati Manjari, Lavanga Manjari, and Manjulali Manjari. And then this is Raga Manjari, and then Kasturi Manjari, Guna Manjari, Vilasa Manjari, like that. Vilasa Manjari is Jiva Goswami, Rupa Manjari is Rupa Goswami, Rati Manjari is Raghunath Das Goswami, Lavanga Manjari it is Sanatana Goswami, Manjulali Manjari, I think it is Lokanath Goswami, and then this is Raga Manjari, and then Kasturi Manjari, I think it is the Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Likewise, all the Manjaris are going into the next levels, and further there are so many other petals as well, their servants, and different kinds of pastimes in each and every petal it takes place. And then this is the petals, and then further, and the last layer is the leaves of this lotus. If you see, this is a different color. It is the leaves of the lotus flower. Again, there are different pastimes are taking place. Radharani and all the gopis. Okay, those are the leaves that Tatpatrani Shriyamapi. We have seen that in the beginning of this one. Tatpatrani Tatkinjalkam Tadamshanam Tatpatrani Shriyamapi Tatkinjalkam Tad Amshanam Tatpatrani Shriyamapi. The whole of that eternal realm Gokula is the hexagonal abode of Krishna. Its petals are the abodes of gopis who are part and parcel of Krishna, to whom They are most lovingly devoted and are similar in essence. The petals shine beautifully like so many walls. The extended leaves of that lotus are garden-like Dhamma, the spiritual abodes of Shri Radhika, the most beloved of Krishna. Okay, that is the lotus leaves. And in the middle, this part, we have seen, what is that part is? Karnikaram Mahadhyantram Shatkonam Vajrakelakam Shadanga Shatpadisthanam Prakuritya Purushena cha Premananda Mahananda Rasena Avistamhiyat Jyotirupena Maruna Kamabijena Sangatam. The world of the transcendent lotus is the realm wherein dwells Krishna. It is a hexagonal figure, the abode of the indwelling, predominated and predominating aspect of the absolute. Like a diamond, the central supporting figure of self-luminous Krishna stands as the transcendental source of all potencies. The holy name, consisting of 18 transcendental letters, is manifested in a hexagonal figure with six-fold divisions. Okay, this is six-fold divisions we have seen. Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. We have seen and discussed this one before in the beginning of Brahma Samhita. This is a hexagonal mantra consisting of six transcendental words: Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopijana Vallabhaya, Swaha. But here the principal seed, the claim, is situated in the instrument as the central pivot. Claim. Anybody with impression of such an instrument in his mind and concentrating his thought on such spiritual entities can attain like Chandradvaja to the knowledge of the cognitive principle. The word Swa indicates Kshetrajna, one who is conversant with one's inner self. He is the Kshetrajna. And the word Ha indicates the transcendental nature. This meaning of mantra has also been corroborated by Sri Hari Bhakti Vilasa. This is for the description. Let me just read. And the general meaning is that the one who is desire of entering into the esoteric pastimes of Krishna will have to practice his transcendental service along with the culture of devotional knowledge relative to him. And Krishna Swarupa, the proper self of Krishna. And Krishnasya Chinmaya Vrajalila Vilasa Swarupa, the true nature of Krishna's transcendental pastimes in Vraja. And next is the Tat Parikara Gopijana Swarupa, the true nature of his spiritual associates in Vraja, with the spiritual milkmen and the milkmaids. And the fourth one is the Tadvallabha, the true nature of self-surrender to Krishna in the footsteps of the spiritual milkmaids of Vraja. And number fifth is Suddha Jivasya Chit Swarupa, the true nature of the spiritual knowledge of the unalloyed individual soul. And Chit Prakritir Ardhat Krishna Seva Swabhava, the true nature of transcendental service to Krishna, in this that the esoteric relation is established on the awakening of one's pure cognition. Okay, so these are a number of limbs of the devotional service to Krishna. Okay. And the meaning is that rasa is only transcendental service of the central refuge of Sri Krishna as a predominating aspect of the absolute. By one's ego as a spiritual made of the predominated moiety of the absolute integer, attended with pure devotion in the shape of one's entire self-surrender. The pastime in Goloka or in Gokula during the stage of devotional progress is the meditative worship through the mantra. And during the stage of perfection, the pastimes manifest themselves as the unrestrained transcendental jubilations. This is the real aspect of Goloka or Gokula, which will be made more explicit in due course. The meaning of the words Jyotirupena Maruna is that the transcendental meaning is expressed in the mantra by means of which on transcendental desire of love for Krishna and the service of Krishna being added. One is established in the eternal love of Krishna. Such eternal pastimes are eternally manifested in Goloka. This one we have discussed this in the past. Okay, everything happens in the world of this lotus flower. Okay, that world of that lotus flower. Radha Krishna, in order to take part in that one, that is the 6 limbs. So this is described here. Practice his transcendental service along with culture of devotional knowledge related to him, and then giving the 6 limbs of it. Everything related to Krishna, how to serve him, how to please him, and the nature of the gopis, nature of a devotee, those pastimes, and footsteps. Okay, these are discussed. Okay, so coming back now, Divya Saraswati, she is speaking to Lord Brahma, saying that, oh Brahma, you chant this mantra, Klim Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopi Janavallabhaya Swaha. Then that will assuredly fulfill your heart's desire. Okay, so here it is described here. When devotee is free from all sorts of mundane desires and willing to serve Lord, he attains fruition of his heart's desire with the love of Krishna. This is love of Krishna Prema. Yes, that is the ultimate thing. So, in order to quickly achieve, so in the his 10 offenses against holy name of the Lord, one who is avoiding these 10 offenses and chanting, a devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success, Krishna Prema. That Krishna Prema is the ultimate objective. It is Pratibuddha Vastuhu, with the love of Krishna. In case of the devotee who is not of unmixed aptitude, mixed aptitude, unmixed aptitude. Not of unmixed means it is mixed aptitude. The super excellent mantra fulfills his heart's desire also. That means he would entangle his desires when he is in the material world. In case of the devotee who is not of unmixed, not of unmixed means just if we just take out 2 negations, not and un, it will remain with the mixed aptitude. The super excellent mantra fulfills his heart's desire also. The transcendental Kama Bija is inherent in the divine logos located in Goloka. Kama Bija is the Klim, which is the pivot central figure. Klim. Kama Bija is inherent in the divine logos located in Goloka, and Kama Bija, pervertedly reflected in the worldly affairs, satisfies all sorts of desires of this mundane world. Okay, so this is again, it fulfills both spiritual and material. Material desires also will be fulfilled. Who is chanting this Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijan Vallabhaya Swaha. But devotees, they desire only the spiritual in nature, not of the mundane world. Devotees do not have any desires of this mundane world. It will tie them back But devotees, they always associate with the spiritual nature. Yes, that is from this shloka. Divya Saraswati is speaking to Brahma. Okay, I request dear devotees, if you have got any questions or you wanted to share anything, kindly ask questions or kindly share. Hare Krishna. Asha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Am I allowed to recite this mantra for other family members' spiritual growth?
This mantra is like one who is chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, following all rules and regulations. It may come later on, but at again, whenever mantra is being recited or chanted, it must come from authenticated but bona fide spiritual master needs to initiate this mantra to the disciple and the followers. And it
Okay.
may be confidential for the devotees who are progressing. And again, it is this mantra is not openly spoken to everyone.
So you can't just randomly recite, Prabhu. You have to
Not
get.
yes. So this one, in the previous, yes, our devotees, our God brothers, they speak that this mantra, it should not be given openly to everyone. I think in the previous sloka, there in the descriptions, it is described. It is a mantra means it must be coming from the spiritual master. Uh, of course, here it is just only descriptions are given, but instructions are not given whom to receive, whom not to receive, like that.
Yeah.
I think let me just to see. I think we have gone through this area, but discussing those things, but we have not come across who to chant, whom not to chant. But it just mantra means it must be coming from spiritual master. My God brothers, they were saying that it must be for the elevated devotees, and they should have received from their spiritual master. But mantras generally they have got their own potency injected into those. Clean Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha will assuredly fulfill your heart's desire. When we have got questions, we need to ask our Guru Maharaj um, about this mantra.
Okay, Prabhu.
But I don't see any harm in chanting this mantra. But for clarity, when we know what is the purpose we are doing, and if it is bona fide spiritual master's permission is there, and some word is coming from their mouth to chant, then it will have effect.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, Mataji. Any other
Thank you,
question?
Prabhu. No, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji.
She is not here, Prabhu.
Usha Mataji is not here. Okay.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Yes,
Oh,
I'm
she
here,
has
but
come back. Sorry, Prabhu. Sorry.
no, 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 Prabhu, no question. I'm just busy to listen. So, yes, very nice to listen to Brahma Samhita. And as Mataji said, that mantra, so that the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is so good. But when you say the Gopijana Vallabha Hare Krishna Govinda, so we can't chant randomly, right, Prabhu?
So this one, there is no harm in chanting, but we must receive this mantra from the spiritual master.
Oh, okay.
And here in this one, claim, it represents Krishna. It is a Bijaksharam. And whenever for example, Gayatri mantra, Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitarvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. They include Bijaksharas within the mantra. So claim is Bijakshara. It represents Krishna. Claim. Okay, it is very deep, but just a very high level. Claim. There it is. It represents Krishna. Okay, it is Bijakshara as a pivot central figure, as previously in the fourth shloka where we have discussed this bit before. Claim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. So here, if we see the claim is in the center, and then 6 hexagonal words. Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So as the next shloka is there is only one line. We shall cover that one as well. And then we start. So here Divya Saraswati is mentioning that tapastvam tapayetena tava siddhir bhavishyati. O Brahma, do thou practice spiritual association by means of this mantra, then all your desires will be fulfilled. All your desires will be fulfilled. So its purport is clear. What does that means? You chant this mantra. Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopijana Vallabhaya Swaha. That is the direct instruction. Tapastvam tapayetena tava siddhir bhavishyati. Again, in the previous shloka, it is described mantram te dasyati priyam. It will fulfill your desires, heart's desires. Dasyati priyam. Again, in this, it stresses that tapastvam tapayetena tava siddhir bhavishyati. Okay, then all your desires will be fulfilled. Okay, it's not much purport there. That means it is straightforward statement. So that means we can understand how powerful this mantra is. That is from Brahma Samhita. So for today, and there is further big shloka is going to come. It is only one shloka, but very big shloka. We will cover that one in the next Saturday. And if you have got any questions, kindly ask, or you wanted to share anything striking your mind furthermore, kindly share. We shall discuss. Gauringe Mataji,
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
any questions, Mataji? Or you wanted to add anything, Mataji?
No, Prabhuji. Just I am here. No question, Prabhuji.
Okay, no worries, Mataji. So can I request all devotees kindly recite this shloka? Kindly follow line by line. उवाच पुरतस्तस्मै
उवाच परस्तस्मै
तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती
तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती
कामकृष्णाय गोविन्द
कामकृष्णाय
कृष्णाय गोविन्द
हे गोपीजन इत्यपि
हे
हे गोपीजन इत्यपि
गोपीजन
वल्लभाय प्रियावह्ने
वल्लभाय प्रियवहि
मन्त्रं ते दास्यति प्रियम्
मन्त्रं ते दास्यति प्रियम्
अगेन् उवाच पुरतः तस्मै
उवाच प्रतस्तस्मै
तस्मै
तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती
तस्य
तस्य
दिव्या
दिव्या
सरस्वती
कामकृष्णाय गोविन्द
कामकृष्णाय
कृष्णाय गोविन्द
हे गोपीजन इत्यपि
हे
हे
गोपीजन
गोपीजन इत्यपि
वल्लभाय प्रियावह्ने
वल्लभाय
वल्लभाय प्रियवग्नेर्
मन्त्रं ते दास्यति प्रियम्
मन्त्रं
मन्त्रं
ते
ते दास्यप्रियं
प्रियं
दास्यति प्रियम्
Once again. उवाच पुरतस्तस्मै
उवाच
पुरस्तस्मै
प्रतस्तस्मै
तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती
तस्य दिव्या
तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती
कामकृष्णाय गोविन्द
कामकृष्णाय
कृष्णाय गोविन्द
हे गोपीजन इत्यपि
हे
हे
गोपीजन इत्यपि
गोपीजन
वल्लभाय प्रियावह्ने
वल्लभाय प्रियवग्नेर्
मन्त्रं ते दास्यति प्रियम्
मन्त्रं ते दास्यति प्रियम्
प्रियम्
Very beautiful. Can request devotees kindly take a turn to recite this shloka, please. Asha Mataji go first, then Usha Mataji, Gauri Mataji.
उवाच उवाच प्रदातस्तस्मै तस्य दिव्य सरस्वती कामकृष्णाय गोविन्द हे गोपीजन इत्यपि वल्लभाय प्रियवाहिर् वाग्निर् मन्त्रं ते तस्य प्रियम्
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Usha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Bhagavan. उवाच पुलकस्तस्मै तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती कर्मकृष्णाय गोविन्दाय हे गोपीजन इत्यपि वल्लभाय प्रियवह्ने मन्त्रं ते दास्यते प्रियम् हरे कृष्ण
Very nice. Thank you, Mataji. Gauri Mataji, please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. उवाच पुरतस्तस्मै तस्य दिव्या सरस्वती कामकृष्णाय गोविन्द हे गोपीजन इत्यपि वल्लभाय प्रिय मन्त्रं ते दास्यति प्रियम् हरे कृष्ण
Very beautiful. Thank you, Mataji. Gauri Mataji, would you like to read the translation, Mataji, please?
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you. Then the goddess of learning, uh, Saraswati, the divine consort of the Supreme Lord, said thus to Brahma, who saw nothing but gloom in all directions. O Brahma, this mantra, which claim Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopijana, Vallabhaya, Sabha will assuredly fulfill your heart's desire. Hare Krishna Mataji. Purport.
Just translation, Mataji.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. So this one, this is Klim Krishnaya Govindaya Gopi Jana Vallabhaya Swaha. This is a very powerful mantra speaking by Divya Saraswati. Divya Saraswati from the spiritual world, concept of the Lord. But whereas the Saraswati we speak in this material world, okay, so she is sometimes demigods in this material world, they receive the names from the spiritual world. Demigods in this material world, they receive the names from the deities from the spiritual world. Okay, so that statement is also mentioned. For example, in the spiritual world here, there is a Ganesh. Okay, so, and then Ganesh we also see in the material world here. And for example, this is the spiritual Vaikuntha planet. Sometimes they get confused about Ganesh in the material world and the spiritual world. Where is that one? I think I need to zoom in further for a big. Okay, so there is the Gayatri disk is here, and then there is the Niriti, and then Lotus, and Durga is here, and Simha Varaha, and Yajurveda, Ananta is here, and on the other side, Varuna is here in the spiritual world. This is spiritual world, and then further there is Vayu, and there we see Ganesh here. Ganesh in the spiritual world, and Dharma, and also further Kuvera in the spiritual world, and Ishana, other Veda, Mace, and then further Indra in the spiritual world, and Maka, Conch, Rigveda, Agni in the spiritual world, Achyuta, and then here Yama. So there are the spiritual world personalities in this, and then they will appear in this material world, in the Brahma's creation. In this material world, they will inject their potencies. They will inject their potencies. Here, how do we understand? As Mahavishnu, he created Brahma from his right limb, and Vishnu from his left limb, and Lord Shiva from his eyebrows. Those three personalities inject their potencies into each and every universe for all other Brahmas, all other Shivas, like that. And in the similar way, the personalities in the spiritual world, they inject their potencies for the demigods in this material world who received their power, who are going to be demigods in this material world. They're appointed administrators for the universal affairs. They receive the potency from the spiritual world, from the similar kind of spiritual personalities. Okay, so but this is the Saraswati. Why we are discussing this topic? Saraswati is the divine concept of the Lord. And then sometimes in this material world, Saraswati may appear indifferently, like a Saraswati river. Sometimes in a different Puranas, it is described that the concept of Brahma or son daughter of Brahma, like that. It is a material world. But in the spiritual world, there is a Divya Saraswati, concept of the Lord, the divine concept of the Supreme Lord. But when you are seeing, one is spiritual world, one is the material world. We need to be always clear. Sometimes we may think as soon as we hear the name, immediately we link both are one personality and then get confused. And then asking questions and doubts would rise. But be clear that material world is different. Spiritual world is different. Any questions? Asha Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. No question, Prabhu.
So, is that clear, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
The spiritual world personalities, they are different in the spiritual world. And coming to this material world is our Dharma, Devi Dharma, and it is Lord Brahma's creation. Okay, there here Brahma is creating so many demigods and rishis, so many other personalities. This is Brahma's creation. Okay, those material personalities are different, and spiritual personalities are different. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, if there are no questions, then we shall conclude and continue with the further japa. Okay, we shall conclude. So next session, we will continue from Shloka 26 onwards.
Thank you,
What-
Prabhu. Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji?
No, I said thank you, Prabhu, for nice explanation about the Samhita. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, we shall conclude. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Have a Krishna conscious day, everyone. Hare Krishna. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद।
Jai Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत